Wow, we're going to start off the year ready to go like we do. And we're just going to have to do it. You know, put the lemon into the water, everybody. Let's get it going. Shout out to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. It is a beautiful day here in Sarasota. It looks like the year is going to start off absolutely wonderful. I just want to get off all the lighting off correct here as we get the day on. But may God bless you all. Thank you so much for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Let's get that music back up and running, and let's do what we do every single day here. God bless you all. Fair and Greed Index back at 66. Ain't too bad. Time to start nibbling at BTC. Boom, boom, boom. You know Sarasota Tim? No, who's Sarasota Tim? Let me know. Is he a YouTuber? Watching while I work, like always, baby. Right back to work, right? After the holidays, it's right back to work. No days off. That's why I don't take days off, because it's like then I don't get too comfortable with what's happening in the market, you know, just kind of keep it going. So let's break down Bitcoin. I've already kind of talked about it with the trading group, but I like doing it again. And we're going to look at the 52-week chart here. Funny, right? 52-week chart. But you can look at the 52-week, or you can look at the 12-month. They're basically the same. All right. But these are, you know, Bitcoin. 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, nasty 2022, 2023, and 2024. Two little bear markets surrounded by massive gains here for Bitcoin, right? Pretty awesome if you think about it. And so far, we've been pumping for 2 years. I mean, if you look at it from the bottoms of 15,000 all the way to $108,000 BTC, it's going for a 10x literally since the beginning of January. Look at the low. The low of January 2023, it opened at 16.5 at the beginning of 2023. 2024 opened at 42,000, right? And this year we're opening at 93. So, I mean, diminishing returns possibly, but I don't know. Last year was more than the year before. But when you look at that beautiful candle, so we opened at 42,283. The high was 108,353. The low was 38,555. And the candle would close at 93,576, up $51,292.42, up 121.31% on the year. I mean, how can you argue with that? That's absolutely beautiful, right? We could do the same thing here on the 12-month chart, right? And take a look at S&P futures. And just for a second here, and you can see we went up 23%. Bitcoin went up 121%. So, like, it's not really a question of where you want to be. Okay? We outperformed the S&P. We outperformed everybody in the entire market. Really, I mean, NVIDIA did pretty good, though. You can't hate on that, right? I mean, NVIDIA ripped. So you can't say it outperformed everything. But, you know, as a general safe, you know, long-term investment, Bitcoin outperformed what the big boys are doing, putting their money in the S&P 6-7% a year. You know, anyway, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taken as such. I'm just a comparative analysis showing you guys what's happening kind of outside your realm of thought sometimes. I didn't even think of this. So I'm just looking at it like, yeah, you know, interesting. So there's our beautiful 1-year candle for Bitcoin. Absolutely lovely. The 2-week chart is attempting to make a first Greek candle. We're going to take a look at our weekly. So our weekly doesn't look amazing. It's attempting to attempt, and I say that with big words, attempt there with the underlines, to, you know, bounce. We must assume that the 21 will touch eventually. It doesn't have to happen on the weekly, though. I've done my research and back-tested it. You could continue on a massive bull run without ever touching this 21. Even that's pretty close. You get a little closer, that's good enough. But the 618 Fibonacci would kind of make every long-term analyst feel comfortable. It would be like, okay, we've taken out that, you know. As I've said to everybody, and I'll say this over and over again, and you can tell your friends and family, the bull market is still on. And I'm going to tell you why, because I'm all about trend. And I yell and scream about trend analysis. And number one, I mean, if you draw a line right off the bat, I mean, that's a beautiful trend. I feel like it even shifted, and that's a trend. So we could come back to the trend somewhere at 76,000. Maybe a little higher at 82, 83. Okay, it could happen. And we'd still be very bullish. Number two, higher low, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Anywhere in this vicinity, for me to tell you we're in a bear market, we'd have to take out this low. So if Bitcoin starts to trend, and we take out that low, dang. Then I'm going to say the next one is a lower high, and I would be out of the market somewhere at that $79,000, $80,000 level. And if you broke and something crazy happened, then I'd be backing up here, and I would look for the miss on that gap. But more than likely, you're coming down out of a head and shoulder pattern, and that was the end of the bull run, right? So don't listen to anyone that tells you that the bear market is coming and that we're in a bear market, because we didn't break trend yet. And someone that doesn't know trend analysis will tell you that, but we're in a beautiful uptrend, and that hasn't changed. So Crypto Lifer can stand by the fact that we are still in a bull market, and I will sit and I'll be very, very adamant about that. And I'll go over, because I feel like I have years of data to back me up that won't make me look stupid. If it does happen to be, I'll take an E. But the odds are very, very, very well against that idea. And so I'm not going to go with those odds. You see, I studied probability for a long, long time. Then I came on a live stream or a suit and used those probabilities to look smart. Let's be honest. I'm not being, I'm just being like, I tell it how it is. I'm a simple guy that trades simple probabilities over and over again. They eventually make me look like someone who knows something. I really know nothing. I just do the same thing every day. The only thing I figured out was how to be disciplined. That's it. And to push myself when I didn't feel good, when it wasn't there. And, I listen to the greats, and they always tell me, do you think every simple Olympic gold medalist, you think they woke up every day during their training feeling amazing? What about all those ice skaters that hit the ground trying to do all those pirouettes and stuff? I've watched documentaries on that, I mean, they get their knees smashed, elbows smashed, they ice, and they get up, and eventually they win that gold medal in front of everybody, and they do that beautiful pirouette, and it's unbelievable, right? Boom. And that's kind of like, that's the sauce right there. But the whole point I'm saying is it's about the day in and day out. I bet there was a day they woke up, they didn't feel well. They probably had a cold. They might have had a bunch of bruises, but they still went and they trained. You see what I'm saying? That eventually all those days of training led to the gold medal. So the point is, you're not going to feel it every day, but get up and do it anyway. The discipline will push you. Next thing you know, you'll feel motivated. I worked out today because I said it's the first day of the year. My mind said, if you don't work out the first day of the year, what's that going to say for the rest of the year? I said, oh my God, I don't like to use the word scared, but that's when I was like, oh my gosh. And I ran to work out, and I made sure I sweated and I was pushing myself to the limit, and the workout made me kind of sick. It was a hard workout, right? Your workouts, and again, it's push yourself to the limit day one of the year, because that's how you're going to set the level for how you're going to work for the rest of the year, right? Weekly looking interesting. If it closes as such, it'll be the first green candle in 2 weeks. I'll take it. We need one green candle to build another one. Let's start small and see if that can happen. This is also not the best week to trade. I hate keep saying that, but I got to be honest. It's not the best for business, but it is what it is. You know what's good for business? Being truthful. People respect that. Sometimes you have to kind of say something that's not the best for business. That's better for truth. And the idea is right now, this is one of the worst weeks to trade still, because you got unemployment tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning, right? Which is going to kind of move the market. We also have New York Stock Exchange is closed today. If you look at the holidays, Wednesday, January 1st, we are closed today at 2025. It'll be Thursday and Friday the next following years. Our next will be Monday, January 20th. The market will be closed. Washington's birthday, Good Friday, Memorial Day, and then into Juneteenth. All right. And then we get into the summer. Interesting, right? But wow, we're already through those first tough winter months. I used to say that when I lived in Boston. They were the most beautiful 2 months of my life. It's been like 77 degrees every day here, and it's been awesome. Yeah. Do we have any idea how this unemployment number will look? There's a bit of speculation, yes, already out there. Right now, the forecast, all right, is what's out there, and it's forecast at 220, which is higher than previous. And it looks like it may come at 221, right? I'm seeing tightening in the labor market. I saw a video about what's happening in Chicago. Chicago's economy is getting kind of tight. And you thought prices would go down, but inflation seems to be roaring its head back up again. It's not the best sign. And honestly, I keep telling everyone, there's going to be a shift where it's not just going to be the 10-year yield. It's going to flip, because the 10-year yield, whenever people are running into that, it's not the best, right? Bitcoin's not going to do good with risk on assets. But the idea is, I think that will flip on you. In the next 4 to 5 months, you're going to see a shift, because inflation will keep coming, and Bitcoin will be the answer to inflation. everyone says it's not a hedge because it goes back and forth with the S&P and monetary, but look at it over time. Again, look at it over time and look how much it beat up. You could say, oh, it was correlated to the S&P as the risk on asset, but the S&P didn't go up 121%. Bitcoin did. I mean, I can sit there and show the statistical analysis, the facts here, and people could battle me. But this is what I do all day long, is just look at the math. But so, yeah, I have to be honest, it looks like we may get a bearish call here. I'm putting in a bearish call, but you never know. You know, I've never really speculated on unemployment, but this time I got a feel for the number. Looking like 222, 221. We may be higher than forecast and higher than previous. But again, I may be wrong. We may come in at 218. It would be swinging for the, for the boxes. But we'll see. We will see. I'm speculating on a bad call there, but you don't know. Jerome Powell, before Trump gets in, everything fine. Inflation is going down. 1 month before Trump gets in, it's all burning down. Inflation is horrible. Must be a coincidence, right? Happy New Year. Have you seen Shooting Star? What happens possibly? Does that matter? Market makers respect those. I mean, this would be a reversal doji. We call this a Shooting Star doji, reversal doji. Yes, it would be a nice doge. We could get a reversal on that weekly. Let's take a look at our 3-day chart. Our 3-day looks like a beautiful flag that Sammy's played many times in his life on the 1 minute. And I tell you can learn how to trade small time frames with big time frames. Our first set, we could take this wick to wick here in the algorithmic move to the upside based on previous Fibonacci sections. And that takes you to $115,750. All right. Be a beautiful pump to the upside. Again, I'm still looking for this 3-day support to hold at 92.9, 93K. It's been nice. And let's see if this can hold right here at 93.5. Back to the weekly. Weekly support right there now has been put in at 93,800. As long as we stay above 93.8, I can remain a bull, because if that candle closes, but we got to get the candle. It's all about what happens in 4 days and 9 hours. All right. It's all about what happens in 4 days and 9 hours. Is this Wednesday? You lose track of the time. It's Wednesday, though, isn't it? Hey, Bobby, is it Wednesday over here? It's Wednesday, January 1st. So the 3-day chart looks nice to me. Bullish engulfing would be beautiful. We had one of those, though. I still see shoulder, head, and right shoulder. I still see a neckline being broken. We're not out the woods yet. I don't want people saying, oh, lifer turned bullish. But I am seeing signs of a possible move back to the upside. I am starting to get a little glimpse of hope here for BTC. The daily looks beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised. Write this down here. If we entered a trade right there, went at least back to liquidity at 99.7, would have stopped. I'd like to get all the way back up to the top, though, at 106. Like right there. But this looks likely to me. You had a low, you had a lower low. Again, you didn't break the trend. Trend's still to the downside, but this is a falling wedge. And the reason why I like this is the bullish divergence here on the 22-hour time frame. It's not on the daily, I get it, but the 22 is strong. Whenever the daily hides something from me, I check on the 22. And if you double-click this RSI here, you can see that it's a clear uptrend, and it's a nice uptrend. And this is a downtrend and a nasty one. That's a clear bullish divergence for me. Lack of bearish, the sellers are losing, an area. We got to move. Again, there's a daily resistance right there at 95,300. We got to break back above that. And then that key level there that we, 100K, we really wick to. 99, 100,000 right there. I'll bring it down a little bit, about 99,800. So, and the point of control right there at 99.2, which was the 99.2 I keep talking about. But I wouldn't be surprised if this plays out. Entry now. Stop loss below this bottom wick. All right. Again, very high risk. I'd like to trade it. I just don't like, if it was a regular week, I'd trade it. But I don't like the situation we're in with unemployment coming. A lot of sketchiness on the week. Tells me, even if there's a huge pump or a dump, I don't know. When I see stuff like this, I'm always like, The risk to reward gets dried up when there's a lot of sketchiness affecting price action from 5 or 6 different ways, and there's low volume. So that's just why I kind of stay a little weary. Also, in my mind, it's not over, shoulder, head, still could be a head and shoulder here. Like, we're not out the water yet, as far as I'm concerned. You know, get above 97.2 and I'll begin to breathe and believe that, you know, that we have some bullishness in the air. But until then, I don't know. I do see this as a shoulder, head and a right shoulder. I like that. I see the 4-hour kind of filleting itself there with a little, right? Might give it a little bit of a move there. Just a swift cut back to the upside. That's what I mean by a fillet. Just like a swift, just like swing. We bring this down. As far as I'm concerned, that's a breakout and a retest of the flag. So like you're kind of staying outside the flag. You want to be real crude, you know. And then this in and of itself is a falling wedge that's breaking out, which has a measured move too. And now let's take a look at our 1 hour. You know, the 1 hour could be headed to the 200 MA. It's a very bullish side above the 21 tight moving averages with momentum. No bearish div on the 1 hour. Everything looking pretty, you know, ready to rock, getting the cross of the MACD. And it did break out today. We get to the 15-minute now, and you can see we're making a bit of a flag here on the 15-minute time frame. There's a chance that flag does break out to the upside here for Bitcoin. Go to our 7-minute for detail. And this is kind of the odd pocket I've been watching here. And that will bring us to the 1 minute. Now remember, the 1 minute got above the 200 MA, my known long signal, and we pumped from 93.4 all the way up to 94.4. Beautiful move, right? And now look, we're just very tight inside this angle here. Just remove that line. So this is what I'm watching. I'm watching this flag on the 1 minute, which also looks pretty bullish on the 15. I like how the 200 is moving up with price action. I guess it's 95.8 is that area to watch. The long we would be looking at is something of this nature. Something like this. Very sketchy, but we would have the 200 MA to help us. And the 15-minute does have some bullishness to it, with a golden cross and tight moving averages. And you're not far from the 21 on the 15. Showing signs of life here for Bitcoin. We'll take a look here at the perpetual. And do we get into the first trade live of 2025? Hey, it rhymed too. What do you know? The first trade live of 2025. Would I be the first trader to live a call on 2025? Probably not. You know, YouTube's so big these days. And there's so many time zones, but you never know. It would be a cool thing to say, hey, I was the first guy to take a trade, whether you won or lost. I like we can go pretty deep with that stop. It is a symmetrical triangle. The odds are we get hit off, right? It's not your best day to trade. 95,276 would be cool. 273 was the exact number. Stop at 93,752. Like 134 for 4. Yeah, just, you know, not going to risk a lot. $1,400. You know, this, of course, they added 300, which I don't know if we need 300x leverage. I mean, that's a bit absurd. 200 is already a bit absurd. It's like they're trying to rival Metaplex or something, right? Those guys, Metacrate or whatever that stuff is. I never traded. I just seen kids. All the people I know that like never really took a course and just kind of trade with their phone, like they're trading MetaTrader. You know what I mean? They all get wrecked eventually. Most of them. I don't know. I could be wrong. But the most inexperienced traders trade that app. I think it's high fees too. I don't think they realize what's going on. I could be wrong though. I don't know. I've never traded it. I've just looked over the shoulder of some people. But anyone I know trading it's usually been like, I don't know, not as educated in the world of fees. You know, I could be wrong. I don't want to be rude. Let's take a big sip here of the lemon water. Blessings on blessings. Every single day we push ourselves. Every single day we fight. Every single day we find a way to believe that something great is happening to us. That there's going to be opportunity around the corner and something big is just about to happen and pop. We must put our best foot forward every day and believe we are the opportunity, or somehow, some way we will miss it. All right? The numbers don't lie. Yeah, must happen to launch between 106 and Vite. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, God is good when life is streaming, spreading health, wealth, and knowledge. Amen. Amen. So let's see if this trade can play out. A bit of a shoulder, head right shoulder. Some higher lows in the set. Tight moving averages. The bigger time frames don't look too bad. Things look like we may get a bit of a short squeeze here to the upside. BOOKMAP showing us a bit of liquidity to the upside. Not a lot. Tells me maybe to limp out at 94.4, 94.5. Not a lot up there, right? Nothing really. They say they want to take us down, down, down. But they've been calling for 86,000 for a while. They do want 90K though. So, you know, I'm just saying, I'm not telling you it's guaranteed to happen. I'm just, when we've seen this many times, we've gone to the red. I think more than we haven't. It doesn't mean you're going to though. That's the thing about trading is you can stack up all your probabilities, but nothing is guaranteed. Everything is just a probability. See, beginners want certainties. Long-term traders only have probabilities. There's nothing else, right? Amen. Yeah. What a year it was, man. What a year it was. What a year. Let's look back on the year. So much trading. We called like 108,000 before it happened, 106,000. We were calling 100K. Man, we got out of that shady price action that had us for so long down to 58,000. We went through so much. Let's look at the chart together here. Really take it in on the all-time history index because we've all been through a lot together. And let's look at our story. Let's look at our story. Look at like the weekly. So like, if you join me, I started streaming and I was calling for 20K and we went there and we had this huge run up. We came down and then I called this as a reversal with the 618 and we got into Phantom and some other coins. We added and we had a huge pump. And then I seen the bearish div away from the 21 and I said things don't look good and we pulled back like I usually say we will, and we did. Because that's what I say, the same thing every time because I'm like a bot. Then shoulder, head right shoulder. We saw this bear flag. I even said there's a chance we could go to 7,000. I remember one day because that's where it said we could go. And people laughed at me when we were somewhere at 46,000. But then when we got down here, people started saying, was he right? Could we go? I then called the bottom around there. I bought 19K Bitcoin. We did dip, but then I saw on the really strong bullish div. We saw how the trend changed. I did show my whole entire class was how I found the trend here. I flipped this upside down and was able to take this trend and say if I can find the way that bottom that topped out, I can find the bottom. And all I was looking for was this high to get broken by a previous high, which did. Then I knew the next low was the time to get in. That was the 19K to the CME gap. We blasted, and the rest was history. I then told everyone, once we get above the 5-day Tour de May, we are good to long, and you don't have to sweat anymore. Everyone said we were going to hit like some type of bearishness. That was when I made a massive call there. We found hidden bullish divergence there and called it. Right there in this little pocket, there was like a hidden bullish on the 4-hour. I called that exact bottom right there. With a 786 retracement. This has all been, seen. Came up to the pop. We find all these areas. Started saying we're a little far for the 21-day moving average on the weekly. I see a pullback happening. Everyone said it's up only. I kept saying it can't be up only. This makes no sense. We saw a head and shoulder on the daily. Some other things. We got the pullback. We called the head and shoulder there too. During the Trump rally, a 29 on the daily, it dumped. We able to call. We traded this on the weekly screen share because if you look back, that was a Thursday night, August 5th. Or let's see. Sorry, we go back on the daily. This was a Thursday night. I'm pretty sure because I remember coming home. Let's see on this dip. It says it's a Monday. One of these dips was a Thursday night. Let's see here. Friday, Thursday. Dang. I'm off now. I got this memory of a Thursday night screen share where we called like we were in this nasty dump. Maybe it was right there. Let's see, Saturday, Friday. No, 420. The halving. Let's see. When was the halving? April. Remember the halving? Was the halving a... Hold on one second. May, where was April 20th? Right there. The halving, we had a nasty dump there too. Look at that. 27,000. That was the halving? No. The halving was 2024. So sorry. I'm off. Yeah. Hold on. I just have this crazy memory of April. And this nasty dump on the halving. Guess we pumped on the halving? Remember there's just being a nasty dump. I guess it was right before the 18th right there. Thursday the 18th. Anyway. Remember this nasty dump on a Thursday night. I don't know why. Where is it there? I'll find it eventually. 5-minute chart showing we'll go to the downside. It was 421. He was like... Anyway, I'm fixated on something I gotta get my mind off of. Anyway, we saw this movement. Eventually, what did we see? I ended up calling out this inverted head and shoulder. We saw the Sammy Cup and Handy. We saw previous support as resistance, right? Same thing here. We were calling this flag as we got the breakout over and over again. And we were saying that, you know, we got to go somewhere to $100,000, right? And we had, and then even here, we've been saying that, you know, there's probably a bigger move, somewhere to 110,000. And then even yet, like, we know that the next leg eventually with some pullbacks, but $125,000 BTC. So anyway, then we got the pump. Then I started saying, hey, we're a little too far away from the 21-day moving average. We got bearish divergence. I said, you know, we could continue to pump out a rising wedge. And then again, I made the rising wedge here. And we eventually traded this. I don't even remember. Like I said, they broke us out. They broke us in, but we're still in. And then we got the pump. I ended up trading this beautifully. I called 108,000, 106 before it happened. We nailed all these little flags into price discovery. I sold the top, basically. If you remember, I sold like 107.9 or something and was like, all right, I don't know what happened now, but that's a crazy day. And then boom, 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 right? I didn't know that was the top. I'm just saying when I'm scalping on the small time frames, it was just insane. We've had a run. I just wanted to kind of look at since I've been streaming like Bitcoin, right? Like our life on this channel since September of 2019, my first kind of videos that I started making. This is crazy. And we had just a monumental year too, like a monumental year. Like January started right around here. One thing I do want to say is you can see something that's very interesting here. Me and CryptoFace were talking yesterday. We talked, you know, New Year stuff. And we were looking at this fractal. Right? And what I like to do is I like to grab what's called bars patterns. This pattern's very, very interesting to me. Actually, I'm going to take... Hold on. I feel like I could take even more. So look at this, right? And you'd be like, what say you, Sam? And I'm like, well, look at this. We're going to end up matching this up pretty neatly. All right. But you can see how, like, I mean, it's almost identical, verbatim. Like they're running they run an algo, an emotional algorithm, I believe, that they know pulls on your heartstrings. And I mean, that's the exact, like, I mean, come on now. Like to the run up. Like it doesn't get better than that. I mean, so I don't know what to tell you. Even look, see this little flag there, that little flag there, the pump out. It just, they're so similarly, eerily exact. I don't know what to say. And you know, this could be the beginning. This could be it. Like we could be on our way to the upside. Even the if you go back, even you can see we have this beautiful downtrend on the daily RSI. We bottom somewhere around here. We're more bullish. We might bottom a little higher, right? So, man. And yeah, so this is very, very interesting. And again, a fractal doesn't mean we're not going to dump, but you know, things tend to look amazing there. Bearish divergence, you know, breaking some key levels. And we were further through moving averages there on our way to the daily 200 MA. Here we have way more moving averages to get through to get to the daily. So it's still pretty, like, that's very bullish to me. So I want to kind of ease the pain of anyone who thinks like we may be entering a long-term bear market or anything. Again, I don't know. I can't say what's going to happen for sure, but the odds to me are very low and I just don't see it. This fractal looks absolutely ridiculous. I wouldn't be surprised if it plays out almost to a T because it's been playing out to a T. Again, just because it's a fractal doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I mean, wow. What do you guys think of that? Right? We'll do a poll here. What do you think about the fractal? Unreal. Mind blown. I know nothing. And I know what most of you probably will say. I shouldn't say I know nothing, right? My mind's blown, honestly. I'm in the mind blown category. I'm not afraid to say it. What do you think about the fractal, right? Most people, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I shouldn't say what I would say, right? So, but that looks pretty awesome, right? And there's some hopium for you today. Just wanted to blow some hopium up there, up in the chimney. What do you mean up there? And so, you know, there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance, Sam. And, you know, I'm a simple guy, right? I started the stream telling you how simple I am. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. Trade a falling wedge. Believe in a falling wedge, right? Supportive resistance. We didn't break support. Could be looked at kind of like a giant double bottom there that could break to the upside and do some damage. So anything is possible here for BTC. So there's a chance I'll have a win. You know, make your day a great day for who day great is for you the day. Make your day a great day for who day great it's for you the day. I mean, you're the one that could make it great, is what he's saying. Yeah. Harmony gearing up for moves. Opium. Yeah. Harmony 1. Wow, people like Harmony, huh? I care more about what certain people think of the fractal, not the crowd. The green at the bottom of the falling wedge could be the start. Yeah. I don't see the poll. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So far, we got 200 votes. 44% say their mind is blown. Shout out to Patrick Power in the house. God bless you, Patrick. Hope you're having a wonderful new year. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to everyone that jumped on in with me. Most people are probably asleep from partying all night and drinking all night. I did not do that. I don't drink alcohol. So I wake up ready to go with this year. Like, you know, once I stopped drinking, my years went really well. Like, I know my year's going to go really well. I don't have any depressants in my life. Alcohol made it a year tough. You know, if you drink, I drank probably 50 to 60 nights out of the year. And I felt like I wasn't a quote unquote alcoholic. I was like a social drinker. I think only a couple times in my whole life did I buy alcohol for myself in my refrigerator. So like I can count 4 or 5 times. Like I had never bought I never went home and bought a 6-pack and put it in my fridge. Like, oh, I can't wait to drink this. Maybe 20 times in my life. It was very rare. So, and again, I'm on this alcohol thing. Do whatever makes you happy. I love everybody. You do whatever you want. I don't judge. I'm just letting you know what made me tick. For my body couldn't handle it. You know, whatever. Call me a Sally or whatever you want. But it didn't fit for my chemistry. Didn't fit well. See, I see a bullish divergence of the 22-hour time frame that suggests we're going to get a bounce. And I see a falling wedge that could break to the upside. And there's just a simple move here that we could get a nice pump. And this could really take off. What would solidify the move? We get above the 1 hour 200 MA later on today. If that happens, that's going to be a very bullish sign for the market. And the 1 hour is looking pretty bullish too. Like it's going to break out of this kind of falling wedge here. That also has a flag. And it's a deranged cup and handle. And this is like a crazy double bottom. And we showed support at 91.8. So let's see. Can the 1 hour break above the 200? Can we get to 97,000 in the next 6 to 8 hours? That's it. One step at a time, everyone. And that would solidify that the daily's starting to break to the upside. But I do have a possible, as a trade there on the daily, in my humble opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Those that have to fit your trading style. For me, it would be an entry, stop loss, and take profit up there around 94,000. I'm waiting on some smaller time frame confirmation. Well, look, I mean, we're in this flag. You saw me trade this flag, right? So right now, the 1 hour's in this flag. Look at that shoulder, head, right shoulder. And so the trade, I think, is in the money now. Probably not a lot because I didn't put tons of money in the trade. But that trade should be in the money, right? Yeah, let's take a look here at the perpetual. it is in the money. So if you took the trade, it's in the money. It's up 5%. That's not bad. And we're ripping using $1,400. Again, it wasn't a huge trade, risking 124 for like 300. And we're getting the breakout. First live trade given on the live stream in 2025. And we're in the gains at $100. And look, you can move the stop loss to break even if you so choose, and you can't lose this trade now in 2025, right? A little far away for the 21-day moving average. Take a look at our 5-minute time frame. How far is that for the 21? Gapping away, but getting the move. Beautiful breakout out this symmetrical triangle or a flag further to the upside. Like what I'm seeing here for the 5-minute time frame. 15-minute is got that, filleting, like I said, on the way to the upside of the 1 hour. Looks like it may be, magnetizing itself all the way up to that 200 MA. 94.3 for a nice pump here for BTC. Stop loss in it, break even. And we could scalp the first trade of the year and call it a day. Oh, wow, nice pump there to the upside for BTC. And who would have thought I would have won the first trade so far? I shouldn't say that. But nice pumpage. And that daily, the entry on the daily could end up paying off pretty big there. 21's a good shape. If you're bullish, price action usually won't go much lower than the 21 as it can pull it towards it. Looking like we may get a battle back to the 21. On such a low liquidity day, it's smart to probably just look, put my stop loss at that wick. And now, we'll win our first trade of the year. We'll make our first scalp and start 2025 off right. Make it $100 in 10 minutes, right? Maybe it was 15. And soar, baby, soar. Go for the skies. Flip, baby, flip. Again, I always sell early, but I sell. I'd like 100 beans, please. I would like my $100 scalpelino. I desire $100. The universe shall give me what I desire. I desire $100. No. Universe says no. You never know, though. Come on. Just got to wick back up to the top of that wick, and I can snipe it out, take my 100 and walk away. Come on, baby. Come on, sweetheart. I expect to make no money on a low volume bank holiday. You see what I'm saying? This could dump to zero. I just want to make that clear. I call that just extreme. I call it luck, but luck is being prepared for opportunity, right? Again, it's not a lot of money. I'm not trying to be a big shot here, but if you do that 10 times a day, that's $800. And it's lower fees because I'm using 25x leverage. I'm not using, 100x leverage. You pay way more fees. Every time you use more, everyone's like, why am I paying so many more fees? Because you're using more of their money. The more of your money you use, the less fees you pay. Just like the bank, man, charging interest. There's always a pay. You got to pay somewhere. Nothing is free, friends. Remember that. Pay now or pay later, but you will pay. Amen, right? That's the old saying. My dad said, you get what you pay for. You lie, you lie in the bed that you make. And now it is what it is. Blessings on blessings. Would have been fun to kind of experience this life with my dad, but it is what it is. He's still there in spirit. I don't hear him laugh every day. We don't have jokes. We don't watch football on Thanksgiving like we used to. This Thanksgiving was so weird because I was surrounded by all women, and I already had 2 sisters and a mom, and it was just me and my dad a lot. But I at least had my dad, and we would watch football together. We'd hang out, and then my brother-in-law. But again, my wife has her aunt here with her 2 cousins, all women. It's always me and 7 women. I guess it's just kind of my fate. It's really weird. My wife had her friend over with 2 of her daughters. I took them all around in Thanksgiving. It was me and 7 women. Or 6 women. No, 7 women, yeah, with my kids. I got 3 girls and my wife, so I'm around 4 women all day long. Can't wait till they get older into their teens, right? It's going to be awesome for me. Shadow Dads got your back. Amen. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Crypto Billy, the biggest crypto dad nerd in the world. He gives the funniest tweet today. Everybody, change all the batteries in your flashlights. What a nerd. I love you, man. You're the best. It's just such, my dad was the same way, just like you, like all these, like, change, but you said change all the batteries in your smoke detector, and now I'm laughing, and it's really not funny, because there's some, right, you know, smoke detector, it's important. So he did say something about changing the batteries in your flashlights and your smoke detectors, and it's not funny, it really isn't. It's actually, like, he's actually doing he's a public announcement. Dude, this thing could continue to cook, and cook good, baby, cook good. I like the daily. The daily looks interesting. I like this uptrend parabola feeling. And for whatever reason, there's just that good vibe of the air in 2025. Is that what that beeping is? You're so funny. Shout out to Master Friend. We've all been through that now, right? So funny once you hit 30 years old. I could trigger too if I had 3 kids, right? Sorry about the bumps. You make me appreciate what I have. Amen. No worries, brother. No worries. Diamond vibes on BTC. Like right here. Feel like it already busted out the diamond though. I don't know. Is that what you're seeing? Something like that? I don't know. Possible. I feel like we're doing... No. I like this flag. This is an ascending triangle as far as I'm concerned. After some nice bounces and higher lows. Looks like Bitcoin about to double. XRP ripping though. Let's take a look at XRPZ. Really? Really? Let's see what's happening here. Virtuals too, getting to 396. And I was saying, hey, virtuals is the hot. I went over the last week when things were slow and the market was a bit sketchy. I just kept saying virtuals. Pengu holding above 3.2. And of course, KEKUS, because he tweeted this thing and it just went out of control, right? It's kind of crazy. Let's look at this thing. KEKUS Maximus. I mean, he makes it his Twitter and it's just gone. It's gone. January 1st. So you could have done it right when he did it. All you had to do was just buy the thing. I just can't, like, I saw that and went to buy it, but I was just like, I had my computer off. For once in my life, I wanted to relax and not chase a coin or a narrative. But dang, man, we could even had AI bots doing this for you, you know? Now, the market cap's still tiny, though, which makes it a little sketchy to me. But maybe most people just don't know about it. They partied all night and they still don't get what happened. Right? But, I mean, he basically, Elon Musk made his name this on Twitter. KEKUS Maximus. And so someone immediately made the coin probably, or the coin, you don't know if the horse became chicken or the egg idea, but, right? And this is now coming, it could come to 786, but again, it's highly speculative at this point and it's highly risky. So it did, oh, so it was 2 days ago when he made the name. Yeah, so it's been 2 days, fine. And it pumped huge though. Have you seen AI agent? I mean, there's so many AI agents, man. Like, how could you back? Have you seen AI agent? Like, there's like 1,000 AI agents, right? Soul AG, AI agent on Soul. Like, which one, man? You know what I mean? It's like, that's a treacherous world to say, have you seen AI agent? Yeah. This one's interesting. AIORAAI, right? And we went through a lot of setups that looked interesting to me. Hyper looks good. We have something. Vapor's looking interesting. Like, you know, Vapor could do some damage. Vapor is very similar to virtuals. And I see Vapor doing numbers over time. You know, I like this pullback. Any pullback for Vapor is good because it's getting staked. It does have a bit of a head and shoulder pattern there, though. A little sketchy there. And it did have a nice run up. But give it some time. I did personally throw some money down in Vapor because I want to see where this ecosystem goes. I also think there's going to be a lot of AI agents coming out of Vapor. They're going to flip and move, very similar, all right? And so you want to look at hyperfund.bot, and this is where these agents, this is very similar to looking at cookie.fund. All right. This is your next kind of, you want to get ready for this. This is going to be the next 2 weeks as the year progresses. If Bitcoin does get a bounce, this will just turn into mayhem and money will be flowing into this crazily. During the Christmas break, we gave you 2 awesome 10Xs, Phoenix on XRP and TEMA. They both did numbers. Phoenix seems to be continuing to do numbers too as well. And we'll talk about that in a second. Bitcoin holding the zone there, back above, 94,300. And I mean, that looks interesting. Let's zoom into that too on the 1 hour, on the 1 minute. And there's a little flag there that could be breaking out. Look at that flag doing numbers right there. And there it goes. 94.4 for BTC. And that trade is still active from the entry at 94.151. I may have scalped it, but it doesn't mean, wow, that thing is still pumping. The daily looks interesting, man. The daily really looks like we could take names and kick butt here on the day. It is Wednesday, one of my favorite days to trade. That would technically be buying a breakout, but what a move. 15 minutes still got that, but it's away from that 21. But again, that 1 hour just keeps creeping up. It's going to crack. It's going to crack right to that 200. And if it crosses the 200 and we don't get resistance this time, and then we cross the smooth moving, anything can happen. See, last time we got rejected by the smooth, see? The smooth was the end of it all. And that's why I used the 200 and the smooth moving average together here. Let's take a look back at that 1 minute time frame. 94.4. Well, look at that treachery. I wouldn't. Yeah. People just chase that. See if that can continue with a breakout. I'm not going to chase a lot today. Just in and out, small ball. It is still a treacherous. I make it look fun and exciting. It's still a treacherous day to trade. You do whatever makes you happy, but I got to be honest. For me, and I got to say for me, because I really want to say for, everyone, but I can't, right? Because that's not how it works. But for me, wink, wink, it just, the probabilities are, a little iffy. I have to be honest, I do like the way the daily looks. The TA is telling me that the daily can pump. But I'd like to see and wait for the daily to close first and see where we end up. All right. Never hurried, never worried, baby. Always sitting pretty with a good mental standpoint. Calm and ready. Wow, look at that beautiful flag there on that 1 minute time frame that just boomed to the upside. XRP getting a pump from 2 all the way to 222 as the year begins. Let's take a look here at what's happening with XRP. So a nice flag, number one. Still a healthy flag. Coming back to the 21-day moving average. That looks healthy. And look at that. I mean, Bitcoin gets a bounce. XRP will just rip. I would keep this on the radar. Again, 2 scenarios, all right? One, it does get rejected by the top of the channel right now. Bounces back down, and you get a chance to get it at 189. And this is a little early preemptive run-in. Okay? Or 2, like it does start to rip here. Either way, we could have that wick there. If you keep the stop, like even below this secondary wick right there, you have a better chance of taking the trade down, in my humble opinion. You do you. That's a 3 to 4 risk-reward ratio. And what I like to do is throw you some price notes that are obvious to see. The target would be 458. The entry would be somewhere between, if it did to that 189 and 222. And the stop loss below 157, 156. And that, my friends, looks like a nice move. Write this down. Let's see if this could play out. It does look likely. If any candidate could make you some gains, XRP is hot right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if XRP does something interesting. Also, this could take days. You don't have to be a swing trader or on the market every 5 seconds. You could have a full-time job. Look at this trade, set it up, and just check on it once, when you get home from work, before you go to bed at night, and then when you wake up in the morning. Trades don't have to be all-encompassing. You do the math and the work. You spend an hour at home doing the analysis, but once the analysis is done, the trade should be simple. The execution should be simple once you've done all the work. Okay? Bitcoin back at 94,370. I'm not in another live trade. I'm just kind of sitting pretty here. I don't have a wig on, though. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We love you. We appreciate you all. We thank you so much for your time and love. All right. I want to see if I can get the pocket square in there, but there it is. There it is. We can get a piece of it there. There we go. Hey. Oh, that's what I'm doing now. I gotta hold up. Hold up. Hold up. There we go. There we go. XAM Wallet is good for XRP DeFi. XAM Wallet. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to double check that. I don't know. I'd stay away at XAM. I've never heard of it. But it's more than a wallet. It's a backbone of XRP Ledger ecosystem. XM is the go-to gateway for XRP Ledger, relied upon by 80% of the active AIORAAI wallets every month. XM. And that's where you could send your XRP, right? All right. I mean, you could do all sorts of stuff. I just signed up for XMAN Wallet yesterday. Interesting. Live for your new check. So XAMAN. Google that, guys. Research it. All right. This is the place to be, the first of the year. Blessings. God bless you, man. Thank you. God bless you. But XRP looks like it could be the number one contender for a move in the next week or two. All right. Let's take a look at what are the most searched coins today and see kind of how the year begins. We talked about, at 340, 350, 320, even 270, I was buying virtuals, if you remember. Now, I swing traded for some gains, but I'm still thinking I'm going to keep swing trading this thing on and off. It's the hottest thing. It respects levels. And I have a trade out for it right now in the trading group that's doing numbers. And it is in the green. Like, that trade pumped despite what Bitcoin did, despite the slumpy Christmas holiday action. Virtuals did pretty good. I love Arkham. People are starting to kind of search Arkham because it gives you good data. AIXBT continues to pump. In the last week, it's up 68%. And it's almost double the market cap. I talked about that one probably continuing to rip because it's giving good information. Morpho's on my radar too. AI16Z, its ecosystem is built strong. It's kind of has something developed underneath it, and it's starting to grow bigger and bigger. Sentient AI, Set AI. It's a new one that I haven't seen. This is just coming out at 3 cents. We'll look into that. We'll find out more. Athena is on the radar too, up 22% of the week. This coin's been hot despite the rest of the market. People still like that dogs coin. I don't know why. I'm not into it, but people love dogs. Near Protocol holding $5. That's actually pretty nice. It's one of the bigger buys that I made recently, and it hasn't lost me any money because I bought around that $5 region. Jupiter, I got to get back above a bean, man. Jupiter plays games, 80 to $1. Hyperliquid holding 25. It's still pulling back a little bit there. We got Node Pay, and these are the most visited coins, all right? We got Follow, which had a huge pump on the last week, right? Magic Eden, Chain Opera AI. Write that down. New coin coming our way. You'll be one of the first people to know about it. Tavera has been kind of a newer coin, too. Very small market cap, though. Ondo took a bit of a hit, but people are starting to kind of still visit it. And SWI holding above $4 at $4.20. That's a big deal. I put a big buy into SWI. And that money is actually exactly where I left it. Despite all the ups and downs in the last 3 weeks, SWI has actually helped that stay flat and protected. Solana holding 191 is strong and beautiful. Vanna is another one that continues to kind of gain steam that I hear people talking about a lot. Usual had a huge pump, maybe a pullback to a 618, maybe something we can play again for the next few weeks. NodePay and Bio Protocol, right? So just, letting you kind of see what's happening every single day here, what's in the markets, what is possible, and what opportunities are. Some opportunities are simple. You don't have to go too crazy. Stellar seems to be moving. It might follow XRP. 15% in 24 hours for Stellar. That's a big deal. All right. XRP up 5% in 24 hours. Gala getting a bit of a bounce. XDC Network tends to follow Stellar and XRP, so that might get another bounce throughout the day. Algorand getting some news about, I think, staking, right? Or not stake, something big coming up for Algorand. ENA, I want to see this back above a bean. That's when I know the market's healthy again. Cardano holding 87 cents, ain't bad. Atom back to $6 though. And Chainlink holding $20 is strong. I put 100 grand in Chainlink around $11. I still got my money. So despite, you got to kind of focus. The market's been doing this. But if you're a true investor and you're staring at what's happening, like I'm looking at some of my plays and they're doing really good. So it's not a bad time to be alive. You know, not every play is doing amazing. Some low cap gems, some speculative investments, of course. But, you know, that's why I like my chain links, you know, my kind of what I call my safer bets in the long term, right? Wow, so this looks like a bullish move is happening here for Bitcoin. Even kind of adjust the trade slightly. Some good consolidation suggesting we are going to break out further to the upside for BTC. Again, nothing is absolutely guaranteed. It's step-by-step process here. But, I mean, there's a level to take us back to 95,750. Again, we get back above 97.2. I'll be so happy. But we got to do this one step at a time. One move, one step, one day at a time. 11:08. Shout out to everybody here kicking it with the lifer on the first day of the year. Starting off your year off right. If you're with me, you're already kicking it. If you're not in bed, if you didn't drink all night and you're not missing the stream just because, hopefully some people are away on vacation. They're turning off the tube. They went somewhere with family. They celebrated and they're going to have a nice couple days now. You know, the kids should be off until my kids are off till next week, you know. So my wife still has family in town. A bunch of fun stuff kind of planned our way, so. BTC 1 hour looking interesting here. Possibly head us to 95,715. Exactly. 80% of the banks in Japan adopt XRP in 2025. Really? What a way to start the year. You're the asset if you don't know it. Yep. Amen. Still nasty. Yet you're already winning being here. This channel and this legendary man of God changes laws. Super chat, Sen, GPU. Let's take a look at Sen and GPU. And we'll go into SPX, 1600, AMB, and ETH. Let's look at Sen GPU. But Bitcoin looking nice right now. Like it may continue further to the upside. Ascending triangle with a move to 95,700. Let's take a look at Sen. Sen was also on... It's also on MEXC, which is awesome, in case you didn't know. Sentio. There's a bunch of Sens, though. There's two Sens. There's a couple. Sentio Protocol at a $37 million market cap. I liked it. And then we pulled that 786 and look at the bounce it made off that 786. Beautiful move. Oops, sorry, wrong one. That's a nice move, up 62% gains too. And we were talking about it down there. You're still up 130%. At one point, you were up maybe 180. Oh yeah, we had it here when it first came out because I saw it was drag and drop, man, and it just looked amazing. It got my goat. Things looked amazing, and yeah. And so I see more coming for this thing. It seems like it's making a bit of an uptrend, and it did a nice bounce. It could go to zero. Anything is possible. Just be careful, everybody. Okay? There's no guarantees that any of this, and there was some heavy selling right there. You can see there too. Someone selling 1,000, 1,038, but someone buying too as well. But some heavy selling there. Someone bought 9,800 16 minutes ago, though. So I believe this thing could do numbers. I'm going to hold it for a couple months. I'd like to see what can happen. And you never know. I'm speculating, you know, we'll see. I could be wrong. Look at all these chains and all the speculation you can have. It's just, it never ends. You can click on Hyperliquid, take a look. You can look at XRP Ledger. So they got a KEKIUS there too on XRP. And look at that thing. So it's kind of, I guess it's got the same market, so it's following it, right? Because XRP's kind of like got this extra, and now you got memes on XRP. Highly speculative, right? But this thing looks like it could, you know, it's following that narrative. That's the fun. That picture is hilarious. But it represents something so much bigger than ourselves. We've never seen a movement this big in my life. Other people are afraid of it that aren't a part of it because they think it's something too big for themselves. They don't realize it's, you know, pretty interesting. There's a KEKIUS on XRP. And I just found it going to XRP Ledger. Right? You can always make new watch lists, like hot setups. Look, manage my watch list. XRPL, right? Create a list. And now you got the XRP watch list. And you hit watch list, XRP. And just really, it's kind of how you have to get it, how you have to start seeing it. Organizing this stuff. It's serious. We got to organize it. Sweet Blub is still kind of the winner that I believe could still do numbers. I don't have any Blub, but you know, it's just, it's got a big community. They talk about it. They seem to like their Blub. Tardy was something that I liked, that I thought could do numbers. Tardy on Sweet. I put it out right here. It's still somewhat sideways. Hasn't lost a lot. Hasn't gained a lot. The chart doesn't look amazing. You know, it's got a, you know, but these are those tardy grades, those things that can't die. The water bear, right? If you've ever been deep online, you've gotten into a tardy bear, I believe. Who here knows what a tardy bear is? Who doesn't know what a tardy bear is? Put a 1 if you know what a tardy is. Put a 2 if you don't. And it's okay, just admit it. I just want to see. It's general, like, kind of deep dive knowledge online. I never bought Fog, so if you lost Fog, that's on you. All right. Fogvid. Yeah, that market cap is done. Look at that. I just watching it, see if it did consolidate, but just be careful. I mean, it came out yesterday with the fog. Like, seriously? With a tiny market cap. I had never touched this with a 10-foot pole. If you know what a tardigrade is, put a 1. If you don't know what it is, put a 2. All right? All right, a tardigrade is this tiny... All right, look. What is a tardigrade? All right, a tardigrade, often referred to as a water bear or moss piglet, is a microscopic 8-legged animal known for its incredible resilience and ability to survive extreme conditions. They're typically between 0.3 and 0.5 millimeters in length. They're tiny. Tardigrades can be found in a variety of environments, including freshwater, seawater, damp moss, soil, even on high mountains or in deep sea trenches. They can enter a state called cryptobiosis, where they dry out completely, losing 90% of their body water, and can survive without water or oxygen for decades. They can withstand temperatures from just about below absolute zero to well above the boiling point of water. They have shown resilience to high levels of ionizing radiation, far beyond what would kill most other life forms. They can survive pressures from near vacuum to extreme pressures deep under the ocean. They have segmented body with 4 pairs of legs, each extending in claws or discs. Their body structure is relatively simple, with a brain, digestive system, and reproductive organs. Tardigrades reproduce both sexually and asexually. Some species can lay eggs, while others can clone themselves. They are mostly omnivorous and herbivorous, feeding on plant cells, algae, or small invertebrates. Yeah. It didn't give us a picture, but you can Google it. All right. A tardigrade. Yeah, there you go, too. I did not take the trade, just so you know, everybody. It's sketchy. I got in and out pretty fast. All right. We're still in a very sketchy day to trade. It's hard to say that when people join the live stream. You don't know when they're jumping on in, right? But it's not the best day to trade. My wife's family got me this tie. I just want to say thank you to her family for buying me this tie. It's right up my alley. It's exactly what I would buy. So it's a brand new tie I've never worn before. So I figured I'd start off the year. And I did tie the tie. You know, brand new tie, ready to rock. So thank you guys so much for her family. They always know what to get me. Very loving, kind people.
Thank you so much for them coming here, and they got me 4 nice ties. They did. Look at these ties. I mean, I gotta say thank you to her family. They showed up and they gave me ties right off the bat. They know Sammy too well. Look, first of all, they gave me a Ralph Lauren tie, which I like. This is really nice. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, you know. Then they gave me a nice Tommy Hilfiger red. I don't have a red one like this too. This is good. I can do a lot with this one. And then they gave me this one. This is another Tommy Hilfiger. This has the floral pattern with the blue. Absolutely beautiful. And then they gave me this one. So I just wanted to kind of shout them out. Say thank you. And they gave me the telescope here in the corner. They gave me this telescope in the corner too. Which really does work. But it just looks nice. You know, it's kind of a nice piece. So shout out to her family. I wanted to publicly say thank you every time they come here. And they're super nice. May God bless them for everything they do for my life, my kids too. They gave my kids presents. We've had a blast taking them around. It's awesome. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Griffin's hot and people use Griffin. So there's only a matter of time till Griffin continues to rip. I mean, look at it ripping right there to the upside. Unbelievable, right? And Griffin's up 116%. Bang, bang, bang. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate you, brother. So Griffin for gains. And why? Why do we know? Well, I focused on this kind of decentralized world while the market was kind of iffy. We saw Griffin, and I saw Griffin right here. I gave it to the trading group. Keep Griffin on the radar at 9:30 p.m. on my mom's birthday, 12/29, right? And I could see this thing attempting to get a big move here. And if you look at Griffin then and you look at Griffin now, and again, I don't have to call everything, but look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. You can see it, shoulder, head, right shoulder. You go to smaller time frames, you'll see it in there. And honestly, it's kind of flagging out here. If anything's going to continue to pump, I'm telling you, Griffin is going to be hot. It could easily get to a $2 billion market cap. If AI16Z could, then so could Griffin. You know, it's got a lot going for it. So anyway, you do whatever makes you happy. The developer behind Griffin 2 is a hungry person who's moving very, very hard. So, and people got into Griffin early. Griffin made a lot of multimillionaires. Like, Griffin is hot. It really is. But shout out, thank you for talking about the Griffin call there in the trading group. Blessings on blessings here for Griffin. Nice move for Griffin. We could just kind of like, I figured why 99, you know, it's like 100. Boom, dude. And that was in 2 days. Like, we don't take days off. Like, the last few days of the year, still giving calls that pump to the upside. 100% gains in 3 days. Even if you just swung trade the thing. Right? And Griffin wasn't as risky as the other ones. It's been around a lot longer. Has a very large market cap and a big following. Yes, it hasn't hit $1 billion market cap yet, but I mean, it's growing. The ecosystem is growing. It's definitely it's gotten my radar. So this Bitcoin sideways price action is good for altcoins. A pump and then not giving it all back is going to help some altcoins kind of regain some strength here. Chainlink really strong, right? So you got to, like, that's going to be a beautiful play into 2025 as far as I'm concerned. And it's the institutional support of Chainlink. Just a big deal. Let's take a look. Someone just said something to me. They got my attention here. HBAR. I was like, yeah, we had a call for HBAR. HBAR, honestly, we didn't even have to have a call for it. What I do is when the market dumps, I scan the market. And I look at hundreds of coins. And eventually I see the one coin that doesn't look like the rest of the market. HBAR had that and we got the pump. And now HBAR looks just like XRP. Again, what if Bitcoin has a major dump? Something happens. I get it. But, I mean, these look nice. The cool thing XRP has is it's touching the 21 already. Right? We can kind of start bringing this up. And so, yeah, I see this getting into some type of ascending triangle, HBAR. And again, it could easily dump. But it's been kind of doing stuff. And it's got that, you know, went into space, right? There's talks of it working with Cardano. There's talks of Cardano and XRP having some love. Now, I do see it as a possible high, lower high and a dump. It could dump. I don't want to, like, you know, I'm in like this. Usually I'm like, oh, bullish all the way. And I'm like, yeah, I see this level, but look for it to break out and retest. That would be a beautiful move at 33. Or the aggressive entry would be now with a stop like maybe below 21. I still see it getting here, whether they do a dolphin dip. You know, they might come and just stop everybody out and then rip it. I've seen that, and that could happen. But I do see 64 cents, whether they do that or pump it. I see 64 cents coming for it eventually. I mean, it looks more bullish than anything else in the market. And it's had a good narrative the last 2 months, kind of propelling it to greatness here. So, and it's never been one of my favorite coins, but I roll with the TA. If the TA says it's good, it's good. You have to admit, you're a big fan. You were never a huge fan of HBAR. I never was. I don't hold any. That doesn't, I tell you how it is. See, another guy would say, I have 50 coins. I'm going to make sure 20 of them are the ones I go over today because that's what I do. I don't do that. I know God's always watching me, and I just do what I'm supposed to do. And I believe God will take care of me if I do that. Like, there's this unspoken frequency of the universe that if you live by, it takes care of you. And I've been living by it for a long time, and obviously it's been doing pretty well. So I'm going to continue to live by it. And it will continue to take care of me. Thank you for that HBAR idea there. May God bless you. Let's take a look at GPU. All right. Node AI. I like this project a lot. It could do numbers. We looked at it in the sweet spot, and it went down to the 786 Fibonacci. But these are known areas of accumulation. Anywhere between that 786. It did lose nice support, though. You didn't want to see it do that. But the last time this coin was slept on and nobody talked about it, it went on a massive tear. Like we were just, and then 69 all the way to 260, like you wouldn't believe, right? It was just gone. Same thing with a lot of these coins, gone in 60 seconds. All right, that old chestnut. I'm gonna just delete my work for a second, but we'll rework it. You kind of have this uptrend now, and you have this downtrend, and you know, coins are in these symmetrical triangles there at the end. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. In a way, look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. And they could kind of decide to make a big move here. There's a low, a high, and a higher low. You have resistance at 163. Got to get back above that key level. You got 206. Isn't that funny? Here we are, 10 to 12 on a weekday, right? Anytime you just tune into my channel, you know what you're going to see. You're going to see me going over a coin. It's so consistent. Some may find it boring, some may find it, but you know, consistency is key. If you present something on YouTube in a niche ecosystem with a niche algorithm, you've got to continue to repeat that process. That's how the algorithm works. Most people don't understand how strong it is because they've never pushed themselves to the limit of consistency that will feed the algo at a major level, right? Shout out to everybody watching. If you want to join the trading group and learn what I learned, know what I know, you would have got GRIFFAIN just 2 days ago and made some gains, baby, and found out more. If you're looking for gains and you like gains, I mean, C-Pool for 143%. Look at that. Absolute monster on December 15th, right? I mean, that was crazy. Accurate call for Bitcoin out that bear flag to the downside. SWE BTC having a bit of a move there. Egan Layer popped for 15%. And Sen, I mean, we talked about it when it was just getting to that lower point, and that thing, as you can see, up 100%. We looked at Brat online. You know, who gave this to us too was Crypto Billy. And you can see that little flag just tipping there. That little flag dipped, and it did go up 101%. And that's an AI that plays Minecraft. All right, Tima for 111%, and it goes on and on. Anyway, back to the show. I don't want to waste the show with the gains, but there's so many gains. Let's take a look at Cookie, SPX 69, AMP, and ETH. What is Cookie? And shout out to GRIFFAIN, continuing to pump up 100% gains. Okay, Cookie. And I figured that was Cookie.fun, right? I mean, it has to be. Now, Cookie.fun, oh, huge rip. Cookie USDT on Pancake Swap, right? Yeah, it's cookie.fun, and I've shown you cookie.fun. It's funny how you can buy it on PancakeSwap with the whole virtuals thing, right? Are they, you know, let me just make sure. But it's cool to see BNB coming on in there. Yeah, PancakeSwap, they got it on Base too. It's everywhere. It's on Base. You can buy it anywhere. It's kind of cool. It's multi-chain. Yeah. So cool to see a coin with multiple chains like that, right? I mean, Base is really where people are at on Aerodrome. The volume's the highest, though, right here at 8.5 million. And so that's where I would be in. Wow, Cookie. And in November 18th, it's 3 cents. It did a 10x. And it makes sense. It's the coin for cookie.fun, right? It just makes sense. Why won't you all over it, Sammy? You know what? I don't know everything. I like showing that I'm vulnerable sometimes. It makes me a human being. We get a lot of good calls. We make a lot of good moves. But I'm not perfect, and I never said I was. I wish I could get every single coin of the game. I'm pissed I didn't get this one at 10 hours ago. It's up huge, and we knew about Cookie. 70%. I wouldn't be surprised if someone talked about it in the trading group, though. Now, is there more coming for Cookie? What now? Well, it had a huge move. That candle looks unsustainable for a continuation. Having a hard time accessing the lower menu there. You see they're messing with me today. I don't know what's going on. A glitch in the radar. There we go. All right. I mean, that looks so unsustainable. You put the RSI and the stochastics. It is hot, though. And you just got to figure it's going to come back down to some type of fib. If it's still hot, the smaller time frames will continue to flag it out. If anything, I'd pull a fib from here, and I'd be looking for it to come down to that 618, and maybe it flags out. But it's got to do some type of consolidation, in my humble opinion, before it can continue. But it looks pretty bullish. I keep it on the watch list for sure. Hot setups. Cookie. Market cap's pretty nice. And honestly, because it's cookie.fun, I mean, how does that market cap not to get to at least a $500 million? I see another 10x coming out of this in the next 3 to 4 months, but I could be wrong. Bitcoin holding 94,150. Just kind of doing its thing. And it ain't bad. It ain't bad at all. Still with a massive amount of liquidity down. They want to take us to 86,000. That could still happen, everybody. It's still the most likely scenario. You can't get back above 97.2. You must believe that 86,000 is possible. All right. Again, I'll go over the probabilities day in and day out, and we'll take it one step at a time. Let's see what can happen. Like if this loses the 200 MA, we're going to start, look, shoulder, head right shoulder, drop. And, the odds that this was going to be awesome and get a nice bounce to the upside are not there. I didn't open the long. I just want to make that really clear. We opened a long once on this channel today. We made it. We scalped it. We won our first trade in 2025. And I wanted to kind of stay alive I dipped my toe in, all right? I dipped my toe in, and that's about it. Shout out to the 1,600 people here on the live. 528 likes. Let's get that revenue back. No, let's get those likes, man. I don't care about that. Let's get the likes back up to the watchers. God bless you. Thank you so much for the love. All right. And if you want to get the revenue back up, so be it. But it's all good. Everything you give is just amazing. I can't believe how much you people give. It blows my mind how giving the universe is and how giving people can be. I'm shocked. I'll continue to show up every single day. Let's take a look at SPX. SXP29 or SPX, sorry, yeah, it's SPX 6900 here. Now everyone's saying this is going to go to a $20 billion market cap and take over the world. Honestly, wow, we looked at it there and it did bounce. My trader instinct tells me something big will happen to this coin. It's at the all-time high again. Pretty interesting. And I'm seeing this shape on a lot of different coins. And what it ends up doing is it creates an ascending triangle, see? Might give you one last chance to come to the bottom of the pattern, but may not. I don't know. Everyone's saying that this thing could still 20x from here, and it's going to be the biggest thing. You've never seen a meme coin. You know, Murad keeps saying, this is it. He talked about it, and he put it in everybody's head. And it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy at this point. It's like, if you don't have any of this, then what? I don't own any. I remember when it first came out, but it is on a massive tear. When something pumps like this and then consolidates at a way higher bottom, it's a big deal. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, ascending triangle. It just says that more is coming out of this thing to the upside. It says 111% gains coming. So if you're just swing trading it, looks like more could come out of SPX for wrapped ETH. All right. Someone said BCUTT for wrapped ETH. It's up a little bit there after a dippage. We'll see, though. It's pretty low compared to where it's been, you know. Okay. Someone said shooting star monthly candle close, right? I mean, you know, long upper shadow. Yeah, it's that could be bearish, but it depends on what this candle does next month. If this candle closes below the wick, then that could be the end, like something like that. And then, I mean, there's shooting star. There's a shooting star. Shooting star. Look, 1, 2. Both of them did create a topping out for Bitcoin. Right? Every single big top started just like this, and people were in denial. But again, inflation wasn't as bad. There's things. But even look at the MACD's pretty extended. RSI is very, very overbought on the monthly. Again, though, the monthly tends to get very, very heated. So I feel like we have a little more to go, and we just crossed the dotted line. Last time we did that, we had such a massive move to go. Same thing here. Just crossed the dotted line, a massive move to go. So we just crossed above the dotted line. It does suggest there's more coming out of the monthly. But, you know, it is what it is for, you know, what's worth. Again, both of these weren't followed by the biggest candle in Bitcoin's history. But, it, you know, it is a shooting star doji. It's not. It's something we do have to look at. It doesn't look amazing. 100%, brother. I'm with you on that. And while there's opportunity every single day here, right? Look at Stellar Lumens. And what happened? It got above the 1 hour 2 to May. And let's take a look at like the daily. So it looks a lot like XRP on the daily. And this thing is breaking out, but it's almost like a little bit ahead of XRP. Stellar Lumen's breaking out on the daily time frame. It is buying the breakout, but I'm telling you, like buying there with a stop loss possibly below this low could end up panning out just because of how much the daily has to go and how long we dumped. And we just broke a daily trend that's been, you know, we've been in since the 30th, you know, so it's a month-long trend that just broke. That's a bullish sign for me. If you don't want to chase, you look for a smaller time frame flag on like the 15 or the 1 hour time frame. When that comes back down to earth and makes a flag here on the 5 minute, maybe a consideration for a move. Wow, Stellar Lumen's booming from 34 to 40 cents in like literally a few hours. All right, let's take a look at AMB, ETH, and WIF. I had WIF in this bigger consolidation. Sad that it lost the sauce there. See that? I had it. And then it made a bit of a bear flag. You see that? It looks like memes are like, I don't know. Right now, WIF is still in a bear flag that could dump on you. And I won't change my tune there. It's pretty, you know, the stochastics and the indicators look bullish. See if I can see something different. Attempt to change the trend line like so, but I own this coin, but I'm not in love with that performance. I mean, to me, it's outside. It's got to get back inside that flag, or maybe make a giant double bottom. Looks like it may dump a little more and make a giant double bottom. You know, AI agents, memes seem to be selling off to AI agents. Like, when an AI agent actually has utility, it's cool, and it's on a DEX, and it has a small market cap. Why would you buy a meme? It doesn't make any sense. Why would you not buy the future of human technology, even if it, you know, wasn't exactly the science, it was the representation of science? It, you know, because some of these coins aren't gonna, you know, let's be honest. But, you know, I don't know. WIF doesn't look amazing to me. I'd like to see it get back above the trend line, get back above the daily 200 MA. Right now, it's in bearish territory. It's below the daily 200. That's not a good sign. This looks like this kind of was a cycle bull run. Like, you had to know what to be in and what to be out of in this cycle. It was kind of vicious. And narratives are happening every day. That's why I'm constantly working so hard to keep you guys on the narratives. DSI, I mentioned DSI when it was like just getting started. This coin looks horrible. I mean, that's still a bear flag there too. It looks like you're going to go down. That's the thing. Not all coins look good. Sentient, virtuals, it's sad too. What I'm starting to see is, I could be wrong, but let's speculate for a second. Aren't computers faster than humans? Don't they outwork us? They don't get tired. They don't drink coffee. They don't complain. They don't get divorced. You know what I mean? They don't have babies. They don't go into labor. So with all that being said, like, wouldn't it make sense that if a sentient was spot on and programmed right and everything went well, it would outperform us as humans? Maybe you could make this an inverted head and shoulder, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lower low there for AMB. Air Dow. I don't know what this is, but I wouldn't touch it. It looks pretty whack. And I could be wrong. Maybe it's awesome. I don't want to put down like the founder or whoever created it. Just doesn't look good. It's like everything's in this. See this flag here? A lot of altcoins are kind of following ETH in this like bear flag feel. We could try to close it off and say that we're making something like this, but I've never seen an uglier pattern in my life. Like, that's ugly. Ethereum's in a beautiful cup and handle. You see that? And it did break out, and I see it just eventually headed to 6,000. Like, it's bullish. It's in a beautiful bullish uptrend. Look at it. It looks great. Nothing wrong with Ethereum right now at all. Look, it's like, it's doing great. It's consolidating. As far as I'm concerned, getting ready for a pretty big move. Doesn't mean it can't come lower and bounce off 26 one more time. I do see it eventually making its move, though, further to the upside and headed all the way to $8,500. Right? Says it could get there somewhere by October of 2026. Be a bit insane, right? But that's what it says. I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but that's what it says. Yeah, I'd watch for ETH just to, it slowly consolidates and takes its time. All right. Let's look at CETUS. Now, SUI's been hot, so you think CETUS would follow and hold pretty nicely. Smaller market cap, though, it's been struggling to stay inside that flag. See, I just kind of had in that flag with an alert there. I'm still rocking Deep Book as my SWI play. I do have some SWI and Deep Book protocol. And wherever they go, we go, right? When I dip, you dip, I dip. Didn't check the spot portfolio today to see kind of how it's looking comparatively. Hope it's doing okay. It's in an uptrend, right? Nah, pretty flat. This looks shoulder, head, and right shouldery. This looks pretty bearish to me. You know, last time I drew it, I just kind of slapped the... That looks like an Adam and Eve double top. You see it? That may come down here, my friend, before a bigger move. I don't know for sure. It is the bigger time frame, but look, it doesn't seem to have a lot of support. Your best bet is that it comes a little lower, bounces, and it just continues to kind of make a flag like so before the bigger move in the 3-day chart. And then eventually we get the move out of here. Again, it's all about what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin tanks. This will tank. SWI will tank. You know what I mean? You got to keep Bitcoin happy to be happy. 94,005 looks like Bitcoin's struggling to stay above 94,000 with a pit of liquidity further to the downside here. Let's look at the bearish side for BTC. I got some bonk long ago. I think it's going to rip hard soon after. Yeah, maybe. Let's take a look at STRDY Finance. I did something yesterday. No, 2 days ago. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So bad. I've been forgetting. Normally, I put out the trash the night before. But about a month ago, I saw the trash started coming late. So I started getting quick, you know, pretty like a smart butt. And I started putting out the trash at like 7 in the morning. And I laughed at all my neighbors who put it out at night. And I was like, I didn't laugh. It's just a joke. You know what I mean? But I was like, look at them putting out their trash at night. And then I missed trash because they came early. And then trash piled up in my house. And then I called saying they could do a courtesy call, but they never called back. It didn't happen. And so the trash piled and piled and piled and piled until I was covered in trash. Insane. Right? Yeah. TMI looking bullish on the breakout. What they want to buy, either they have a better and faster option like Solana. I agree. I wouldn't touch Ethereum. I own it, but I'm holding it a long time. Someone wants me to do STRDY Finance. So anyway, I did something crazy yesterday, and it hurt so bad. So we had the trash like this, a big, nice big, you know, the big ones, like that little like silver bar right here, right? And they come down and like the big boy and the big top, right? And it had a bag here and a bag there, and I wanted to put a bag on top. And they're pretty tall with the wheels, and I'm not that tall, right? Like this. So I threw the bag on top, but it made it pretty big, and I pushed, and so I flopped the top on, and I pushed down, and I pushed down, and I pushed down. And then what I did is I jumped up onto it with the top on. But what happened was, all right, my junk right here. So I came up over the top. My head was here. My junk was right here. My junk was inserted into the between space while the top slapped down. Then my whole body weight came down and I smashed my junk in between the top of the can. Oh my God, I fell onto the floor in wailing pain and screamed and yelled. It actually still hurts. My thing still hurts, dude. I don't know if I damaged my urethra. I don't know what happened, dude, but something doesn't feel right. Okay? And my wife told me, I don't know if I should tell the story, but I had to. So I jumped up, my junk went in there. The top came on top of the junk. My body weight came down and I squished thank God I didn't get the stones. If I got my stones, I think I would have went to the hospital because I think I would have exploded my nut. Like it would have been just, but I got the entire, dude, it was so bad, man. I was just in so much pain, bro. I fell on the floor. I woke up the whole house. I was like, my wife's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm writhing in pain on the floor, right? She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just... The tip of my... It still feels strange right now. Like, it was so bad, man. It was so bad. It was so bad. This happened to me in real life. Okay. It's okay, man. It's probably bruised. I had a similar injury. It's scary. My wife was like, what if you had lost it? It would be the end of us. We would never be able to be... She's like, do you need to go to the doctor now? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, she's like, can I see it? I'm like, I don't know. Do you want to... Anyway, go get a massage. Whoever just said that, you're crazy. It hurts so bad, man. It hurts so bad. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I know there's like... But it's a true story. And it was just insane. And the pain was just, ow. Ow. Anyway. You know, they say people respond to stories the most, man. And that's a story. So, CETUS, I want to see it come further down. Hope you're Coronas. I'm suffering from retired army. You guys are crazy, man. I will never do that again, man. It hurts so bad. I'm just so happy I didn't get the other, you know, the thing. Oof. It could have been worse. I'm grateful that it could have been worse. Everybody liked Soon. They thought it was so cool. They were like, Soon. It did bounce. But is Soon really the hottest thing since sliced bread? I don't know. Phantom's starting to get some love. Let's take a look at Phantom. The 3-day says this is your best chance to get Phantom at a lower high. You got a beautiful uptrend forming. Hey, Phantom, baby, Phantom. It turns to Sonic, right? Andre Condre, after he abandoned, came back, now he's back again. And a lot of flip-flopping over there. But I still like Phantom. From day one, I've been into Phantom. I remember getting in at 19 cents and riding it to $3. It's funny, man. There's so many opportunities. People could wait 2 years and ride one coin for an 18x. Wait a year. They could find a coin in 2 days and 10x. You could meme coin it, flip it, dip it, rip it and skip it. It's insane. You could make 100x on Bitcoin and hold for 7 years. There's so much opportunity in cryptocurrency. So many people did it so many different ways. Nobody became a millionaire the same way. Cryptocurrency millionaires all did it in a different way. You know, some in the same way, but many in a very different way. This looks interesting. That's a cup and handle. And we could revisit a nice pump here for Phantom. I see Phantom at least getting back to the top of the channel at 149, 143 there. Yeah. Yeah. Did your wife kiss it at me? Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy. And look, now we're losing 94,000 for Bitcoin. Struggling and doubling. Let's take a look here at BTC and look for the bearish scenario here so we're not caught off guard. And let me finish that STRDY finance. I'm sorry I missed it there. I got distracted. Is it the STRDY token? Isolated lending with shared liquidity. How it works. STRDY. Hey, I hope so. I would hope it was STRDY if I'm going to have my finances in it. Wouldn't you say there? I mean, it came back down to a Fibonacci. It bounced on a 618. Could go lower to the 786, but it's on a key level. People keep using it, and it's producing a yield, and they like it, then it's going to continue to go up. $31 million market cap, you never know. Who knows? Highly speculative in nature. I like AI agents more right now because they can run a little quicker. Yeah, we know it's a bull market because yeah, exactly, yeah. In and out like a boys, the guys, yeah. Seb, you might want that checked out. I know, right? The dump that never comes. Sam, have you looked at Island today? I keep hearing about that coin, Island. Wow, it's doing pretty good. Comparatively, right? I mean, what I like about it is it did what it was supposed to do. It pumped. It came back down to the 618 golden pocket, and it pumped. Now it's supposed to go the length of this leg before it goes back down to the golden pocket again. So far, so good for Island. If you're into it, I know nothing. I'm not into it. I know nothing about it. It's not my thing, but I hope it does well for you. Let's find out what it is. Nifty Island. Oh yeah, we did go over this. Where communities play. It's kind of like NFT Island. You can have a pudgy. Interesting. Play as your NFT avatar with the communities you care about and unlock exclusive in-game experiences. That's kind of cool. I like that idea. Like, you can all play with who you already are on Nifty Island. It seems like a good narrative, and it came down to the 618. All right, let's make down our bearish scenario for Bitcoin now. We'll be Bitcoin bears today. Let's act like we can't stand Bitcoin. We want to see it dump. Let's see if we can find some dumpage here. What is the bearish scenario here for Bitcoin? Why is it going to dump on us? Well, number one, it had a nasty resistance at 99.9. Then we can see that it clearly can't get back above 95.9. So if you can't get back above 96,000, expect more downside. And even here, it has a bit of a supportive resistance there at 94.2. It's got to get back above 94,200 to remain bullish. Otherwise, we're going to have a bit of an issue there for BTC. So right off the bat, you could say it's bearishly retesting and it's going to dump to the downside. It lost the neckline already of the daily head and shoulder. It's just attempting to get back into it. I don't know. The more I see it, the more I see bullish divergence on, and the more I see a bounce coming. Like, as bearish as I try to get, I see bullish divvy on the 22-hour. Where's the last time we saw a 22-hour bullish div? Where's the last time? It's been a long time. Last time I saw a bullish div on the 22-hour was right there. At a bottom at 59,000. That was the last time. Look, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. I mean, so that, to me, that's substantial. And tells us that we could get a bit of a bounce. And then we found the fractal too, which this didn't even have bullish div. It just had a bottoming out. So bullish div is strong on the 22. You rarely see it, right? It's not something you see every day. It's not like, oh yeah. Wow. So that tells me that, like, I want to be bearish now and become the bear. What I do is I'm a bull and I see bullish scenarios. So I want to basically spell out the bearish scenario in case I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid, if that makes sense. I even see the neckline kind of right there, and it seemed 1, 2, 3. We seem to be kind of toying with it, and if anything, getting back above it. I'll give you the bearishness here. You got to get back above 94,005. You know, you got to, even right there, you got to get back above 94. Like, you got to get back above 94,000. You cannot be losing 94K today. If you do that, I don't see how you don't drop lower. And look, you lost the point of control there, which says you go all the way down to 75K, to the high volume node that's sticking out. And so you're below that. I mean, that says you're going to dump. And then we got a head and shoulder pattern, and you've been making low highs, lower highs, and lower lows. If you can't get back above 100,000, like, that has to be broken and then retested. And then we're gone. Shoulder, head, right shoulder would be kind of a cool scenario here to play. Can we get the bounce further to the upside, 94,000? And then let's look at our smaller time frame, our 1 hour. Our 1 hour came up, but just didn't really show signs of strength. It needed to get back above the 200 MA to show that it could pump. It did not. Actually made a high, a low, and a lower high. This could end up making a descending triangle and dumping on us further to the downside. So I got mixed signals. I would only long like a big long, or, you know, I did show you that daily long, and there's a chance it plays out, but you got to have a stop loss. I'd rather play the daily long when the 1 hour breaks above the 200 and retest 96,005. Just, you know, otherwise this is an aggressive entry. You could say, but there's a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder we could break out. I'm open-minded to that. But you had to get above that daily 200 MA, and you had a few hours, and the pump was starting. But so far, we've been getting a bit of rejection. And then you don't want to see the 15 lose the 200 MA again. If it does that, you're in for some trouble. So right now, you're watching this like symmetrical triangle that could go either way, and they mainly dump to the downside. And that sends you back to the bottom of this channel too, somewhere at about 91.6. So I got mixed signals, which tells me to chill until I get a better analysis that can give me a higher percentage of a win rate. And right now, BOOKMAP also suggests we go lower. So if I had to give you the final call, it would say that we're going lower to the downside here. Get above local resistance, 94.8 again, and we can start to kind of dream a dream of a long. But until then, you got to say that 91.5, it could be coming. Your 15-minute could be your guide here. You don't want to lose the 200 MA on the 15. That means you're coming down. You stay above it, you get a bounce off 94.5, 94.6. Hey, we could get all the way back up to 97.8. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know what to do when it does happen. Like if the 1 hour breaks above that 200 and we make a flag on the 15, I'm taking a trade. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm programmed to do what I need to do when the time is right. I don't need to know where price is going to go. I just need to know when my model appears to take that model, baby, and keep it pushing. But I just wanted to be a bear there so we can kind of see the bear scenario and be overly bearish. Shout out to the channel sponsor, I Trust Capital. Buy and sell cryptocurrency, gold and silver with the IRA, because you never know what's going to happen. Like the channel, so you never know. So you always want to be prepared. You could buy and sell cryptocurrency right here every single day. You could load up on Bitcoin for your retirement. Talk to a professional and find out how I Trust Capital could be implemented in your retirement plans today. hit the QR code or the link below to I Trust Capital. Shout out to Decrypted.tax. Yesterday, he gave us an amazing live stream, and he came on and told us that we had to fill out that form. He would have it documented for you and set up. That form I've filled it out, and it's been done now, so that's going to be done. And he'll send it to you, wherever you need. And if you do your taxes with him, he has it on record. He's, great way to show you that he's about his business and to show you what you need to know. In case. And if you took advantage of that yesterday, you got another freebie on this channel that really puts you in the driver's seat. So thank you so much, Ernest Lee at Decrypted.tax. The best place to do your taxes. All right. Hold on one second. But this is the best place to do your taxes. Experts in cryptocurrency and DeFi tax preparation. He owns a Bored Ape. He knows that's his own Bored Ape. I mean, he's in the game. He's in the game. Back above 94K, I like it. Anything is possible with BTC. So I'm getting mixed signals. I told you how I would long. We get above the 1 hour. Heck, we retest 95.8 above the 1 hour. We're in some bullish territory there. And we can head back up to 99.8, and then our next level could take us to about 103,000, and then boom, all-time high. Not a lot of resistance once we start to cook again, everybody. So don't get too stressed. All right. Yeah, got to get ready. Off to my sons to have black eyed peas in college football. Much love, y'all. Go spend more time with your loved ones today. Everybody, I do say that. I'm going to take out the family. All right. This last week is slower. I will be in the training group, but we kind of, we wind it down. I used to take vacation I wouldn't leave the stream or my trading group, but I'd always be with my family somewhere. I used to come to Florida. If you guys all knew me, I used to come to Sarasota for about the last week, or, I'd have Christmas with the family and then come to Sarasota for a week from like the 28th to the 4th to the 5th or something, or sometimes from the 20th to the 2nd. One time I spent like 15 days. We realized that was too long. And now I live here. Now it's my home. I live in Sarasota, Florida. So I love Florida. I just recently moved here in April. I advise anyone, if you're thinking of moving to Florida, do it. You'll absolutely love it. You'll say, hey, what was I waiting on? Why did I wait so long? Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Happy New Year on the live with Lifer. A wonderful start for a great year. Thank you and God bless. And someone says, I'll look at it for you, man. I get it. Jesus sitting at 11 million market cap, man. Just still flat. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. All right. Thank you. I did it, man. Again, I'm nice to you, so I do what I, Yeah. What do you think AIXBT's move is? I don't know. I don't think. But, I mean, look at it logically. It's a sentient being pushing itself on the world, and it's got, like, humans working for it. It's amazing. Like, it's... Last time I looked at it, I saw it going up 140% gains. Look at that. I drew this for you guys. And there it is, AIXBT. I use no indicators when I do this. I can see the measured move based on the algorithmic pump prior till, and then this kind of moves like the rest of the market. That was even a breakout on a retest. I've given massive coins that gone up all over the place. You name it. It's been crazy. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to Lakochi Coker. Shout out to Jay. Shout out to the whole team. God bless you all. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for kicking it with the Lifer. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I thank you so much for being a part of the Crypto Lifer live stream. We'll be back tomorrow with another beautiful live. Thursdays, baby, Thursdays. We also do a weekly live stream, live screen share, a private screen share. We're going to go over the week of the year. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have some fun. See where we end up in 2026. I'm already going to make sure 2025 is amazing. It's already been amazing. This is the first day of the year. Think about it. I start 2025 off living in Florida. 2024, I was in Florida telling everyone, one day I'm going to live here. I was saying that on the live. I was like, I'm going to move here one day. 2023 was the same. And I start off in my dream location. I mean, that makes 2025 so special. This year is going to be the best year of my entire life. I already know it. I've said it. I worked so hard in 2022, 2023, and 2024 to make this year unbelievable. And I'm going to work so hard this year to make 2026, 2027, and 2028 unbelievable. You got to project into the future. You got to have goals. You got to push yourself every single day to the limit. All right? Energy, action, and motivation becomes part of that from the back, from behind. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I need a haircut bad. I really do. Starting to look like Donald Trump over here. Hey. It's wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. It's going to be huge. Cryptocurrency here in America is going to be the best you've ever seen. Absolutely the best. We will do it better than anybody else has ever done it. It's the best. It will be huge. It will be absolutely huge. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, the secret to success, it's getting started. Thank you, too, for sharing your most precious asset, which is your time. May God bless you all for jumping on into this first live stream of 2025. Funny how the stream begins with less people on it, right? See how that starts? The real ones. Amen. I love you all. God bless you. Doesn't mean if you didn't come, you weren't real. But hey, the OGs are here, baby. I love you.